What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? If you don't know me, my name is Clavisha Pierce Scott. I'm the Golden Healer slash the Realtor that heals. And I told y'all that we were going to dedicate Wednesdays to Birth Chart Wednesdays. So look, we back again with part two of the Birth Chart Wednesdays. Okay, so we ended the first segment on me explaining one through three. Okay, so today we are going to pick up with four. So as you see, my fourth house, it doesn't have anything there as far as a regular birth chart. So if I was to add in aspects and different like things like that, it would show different planets and different things in those sections. But the fourth house is the house of the home, is the house of the ancestors, the grandparents, right? So let's look in the fifth house. The fifth house, I was actually very, very excited because I was talking to my kids about the birth charts and things like that. And I birthed two kids, right? So the fifth house, it can tell you what type of child you can have, your hobbies, your gifts, what type of affairs and flings and things like that you might have. Romance, okay? So as you see in my fifth house, you don't see anything, but my fifth house is Libra. My oldest child is a Libra. My son is a Libra. So your first child is likely to be that house that's in your fifth house. Okay. My first child is a Libra. And as you see, my fifth house is Libra. Okay. So let's move on to my sixth house. So the sixth house is of health, of service. You can find out what type of health issues you might have, what type of work, what type of pets, what type of co-workers, all those type of things. So I have Pluto there. So let me go to, y'all know I have to write down my notes. So I have Pluto in the third decan ruled by Cancer. Okay, and then I have the degrees. I'll break it down real small, real. 20 degrees, and that's ruled by, 20 degrees is ruled by Scorpio. So on another sheet, so if you was to get a birth chart from me, it would be like that. So it will really, it's different things. I offer different types of birth charts. Depending on if you want to know what issues you might have. Like if you see up here in my eighth and ninth house, you see all those clusters, those are called stelliums. That is where I would look if you wanted to find like what type of issue you have. You see all these red lines, those red lines also can show like where you might have some type of strain at. If you see I have a blue triangle right here. This blue triangle shows my power points in my birth chart. So it's different things like that that you can find. So let's get into my sixth house. My sixth house is Pluto and Scorpio. So it says Pluto is extremely powerful here. It produces individuals with penetrating minds and strong wills. We are very imaginative, passionate, and possess psychic ability and can be ruthless about getting their own way. So as y'all can see, I am very intuitive. I do readings, so that is with Pluto being in my sixth house, right? It says we have great power of concentration and are intent on seeing results. Look, if I set my energy to something, I need to see results. I need to see what's going on here. What my energy doing for me. Okay, you tend to overwork yourself. I'm not gonna lie, like I told you on the last segment, sometimes I don't like to rest. So that is something that I'm trying to work on. It says you take interest in medicine and health and are sometimes gifted in the healing arts. Baby, I'm a Reiki master, so I do healing with my hands. I'm also a self-taught herbalist. I'm also about to put out a HIV tincture that I created. Me and my ancestors created it, as well as a blood cleansing tincture that I created with my ancestors as well. So I'm against taking pills. I'm really against all these man-made medicines. So that's why I got into herbs, because I had to learn how to heal myself for the different things that I was going through that the doctors really couldn't answer for me. So as I started getting into these birth charts, I'm actually seeing that I was actually born to be in the medicine and health field, that interests me. So that is something that's in my sixth house. Okay. So the good thing about Pluto being in your sixth house is the work you do can inspire others. So I do see that the things that I do inspire others, and that makes me want to get up and go even harder. Okay, the bad thing is Physical energy is often sapped by job pressures. You know, we get to doing many, many things. We get to put a lot of pressure. We jobs get to put a lot of pressure on us, and who we get tired because baby, I do get burned out sometimes, and then I that's why I have to learn how to not do that because it will cause me to get ill if I burn myself out and not rest as well. So I can people with Pluto in their sixth house can easily get health issues by overworking. Okay, that's something else you can see by the birth chart as well. So the seventh house. So my seventh house, you see, there's nothing there, but my seventh house, um, is about relationships. It says it can predict your worst enemy, your open enemy, like somebody that lets you know they don't like you, your marriage, your relationships, partnerships, legal affairs, and all those type of things can be seen in your second house. Um, And it also says your second house can also predict your second child. So I was actually thinking about that because my second child, she's a Capricorn, and Capricorn is in my eighth house. So I'm gonna really have to look into that and look into her chart because she probably has like a lot of Sagittarius placements. So I'm gonna have to look and see. She probably even on the Sagittarius cusp, but I'm gonna have to see about that. Okay, so let's get into my eighth house. So you see my eighth house, it has a little bit going on in there. You see I have like a stellium in my eighth house. So my eighth house is very powerful. My eighth house, Capricorn, it says Capricorn in eighth house is about profound thinking, wise advisor, can keep secrets, has strong healing powers. I'm a healer, y'all. I also have Neptune there. It says you are something of a visionary and seek to give your life more meaning. May be gifted as a medium and possess strong powers. Finances you share with a marriage partner of some sort can have some type of confusion there. Good points, you're an idealistic desire to help those in need. I do have certain plans to help certain people that are needy when I get my money where I want it to be. So that's a good thing. Bad points, you may suffer from different disappointments from being in some type of sexual relationship. I'm not gonna lie. I have suffered some different disappointments from dealing with certain type of people and certain type of relationships when I was younger and going through my growth. Okay, and I also have Uranus, the planet of change. It says you have an unusual outlook on life and death and possibly an interest in the mystical world, which I do. Sexual tastes or involvements are likely to be unconventional. You may receive sudden financial benefits from unexpected sources. Good point. You feel a responsibility to others. Bad point. Risk of loss of business deals. So I like to get money. Um, I'm trying to see what house it was. So one of my houses is basically saying how I like to have multiple partners and things like that. When I was younger, I had secret partners. I'm gonna lie, secret relationships. You know, I'm not gonna lie about that. But it had to take me time to grow, to be wiser, to understand that, baby, that hurt my heart when my feelings got hurt. You know, so I gotta understand that it's both ways. You know what I'm saying? So I had to wise up and learn, and that's possibly if your chart looks something like mine. You're a little stubborn, but once you get wiser, once you grow, baby, there's no stopping you. Okay. Sixth, seventh, eighth house. My ninth house, we're gonna save the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th house for later. Okay. So I just want to let y'all know that we're getting into these birth charts, okay? If you want your own chart read, if you want to get a little more personal with yourself, if you're wondering a little more about yourself, book you a reading at www.goldenhealer20.com. There are 3 different types of readings. Birth chart reading is the first reading. If you have a certain issue you want to find out, that's that one. The second one, it explains everything to you. Go on the website. Y'all go look around, snoop around. Until then, I love y'all and I pray that y'all see what y'all need to receive from this reading today. Peace.